Hey there, everybody, wherever you are, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and beyond, even YouTube. I am Lisa Duerre. You are here for Heart to Heart Navigating Lipedema Together. And I'm here with my dear friend, Dr. Catherine Sayo. Hey, Catherine, how are you?
Hi, good morning, Lisa. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. So, hey, we want to be transparent with you because this is Life with Lipedema. We are a couple minutes late because we were deciding if we should go live or not today. We both have things going on in our personal life, and we thought, well, guess what? That's life. So if we're going to have a heart to heart, we thought we'd bring this heart to heart straight to you with what's going on and see if it might inspire you and your decision making for your day. Because when you are living with lipedema and you are navigating life, things happen. Things happen. Isn't that right, Catherine?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you want to share your story first and I'll share mine? Or?
I just, you can tell I have been doing some lymphatic self massage. What that does is it moves the lymphatic fluid. You can hear it in my voice, and it affected my breathing, and it affected a number of things. I've had a very pardon the expression, crappy morning
Mm-hmm.
where I just feel terrible. And I'm realizing it's because I've been upping my lymph self massage. I've been doing the Perrin technique, but I've also been doing Perry Nicholson's Big Six. So I do them both back to back. So it's like a double whammy. And I didn't realize it until we just started talking about it, but that's what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And you, my dear.
Well, well, listen, I'm a working mom. It's, the morning, it's Monday, it's school time, it's morning time, and my husband is a wonderful partner so that I can go live Mondays at 8, and he's sick. And so we had to decide, does Emily go to school? Do I not go live? How do we handle this? And Emily was very excited to take a moment to sleep in because we had a really hard weekend with him being sick too. So everyone's COVID tested. We're all good. And when we're done going live, she'll go to school and it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. But when you're in those moments trying to decide, this is the working parent's dilemma all the time, right? If you have a meeting, what do you do? And how do you navigate it? So I think for me, one of the lessons that I just want presence is that when you get on the phone with your team, I mean, I got on there like, you look stressed. I'm like, I am. And then they said, okay, well, let's not do it. And I'm like, wait, okay. So then I'm like, we're not going to do it. Then we are going to do it. And we all just talked it through. And I think that's the beauty of teamwork because if you know that your team has your back, and it's safe to say, my husband's sick and I have to be two places at one time. There's room for that. Right. And there was room for it right here. And so I think it's just with the conversations we're having, you know, this is life, lymphatic drainage and work and school and home and all the things in between. So I think that's something we can double click. And I have some questions for you about lymphatics, Catherine, but do you have anything you want to say about mine first? I want this to be a back and forth heart to heart.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm just so glad that number one, that you have such a supportive partner in Randy. He is just such a gem.
I agree.
And and that you work so well together, the two of you, around parenting as well as other things, but just the balance that you bring to that, and that no matter what's going on, he has your back.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a really big deal, and he was, like, trying to get up to take her to school. He's like, "You go live, I gotta take her." And I just said, "Go back to bed. If we're COVID testing you, that means you're not feeling well, right?"
Mm.
And so I think that, one of the things we all do when it comes to just being responsible to each other in our jobs and in our own bodies is how hard do we push, and when does it take someone else to say, "Take a break?" So yes, I'm very blessed. I know this every day. Um, and I think that one of the things that I struggle with, even in my own self care, is putting my own self care above other things sometimes, right?
Mhm.
And so this is the discussion today. And I see Jeannie and Marilee. We're so glad you're here. Um,
Marilee signed up to come and to you and Christy. and have the meetup in Portland. So
Oh, the
Mary,
tribe circles. Yay,
yeah,
Marilee, I get to meet you finally. That's so cool. Whoop whoop. And Miranda's here. So that's the whole Miranda crew is here from Tribe, which is wonderful. Yay. Marilee, I can't wait to meet you. That's wonderful. Yay. These tribe circles are going to be so much fun. And
yeah,
we're going to get to see each other. It's so, I'm very excited.
yeah. So I want to say something about, because I am in the midst of having a realization. Um, I have been feeling so much better. Given where I was some months ago, it's been miraculous. And so I was thinking to myself just yesterday, because I did my Facebook Live and I got a number of comments, and people said, "You look so, present, and your swelling is going down." My facial swelling
Mhm.
has gone down some, and it's the thing that bugs me the most. And so, like a good type A personality, I thought to myself, well, why don't I just do a little more? A little more of all the lymphatic exercises that I've been doing. So I did an extra round last night, and then I do it as soon as I wake up in the morning. So instead of 10 minutes, I did like 15 minutes. Not that it's huge, but it's enough to make a difference.
Mhm.
And I didn't realize it until we started to talk about it. Oh, here's Cara Mia.
Hi,
She
Cara Mia.
hi. Um, and so here's the good news. The good news is it's working.
Mhm.
It's actually working. And it's such a subtle change, but I feel like I've been hit by a truck. That's not a subtle change, but I mean, the work itself is so subtle. And what I'm now realizing is, wow, was that effective? The
Mhm.
combination of the two techniques
Mhm.
really moved my lymphatic system. So,
It's obvious. It's obvious in your energy. It's obvious in your physicality. It's obvious in, I was going to give you another one, but energy and physicality is, I think,
yeah,
enough, right? I mean, there's so, well, maybe your output and your energy and just what I'm experiencing with you. It's
yes,
obvious.
so interesting.
Mhm.
So, the good news is it's working. Um, the other news is that, not that it's not good news, it just means that I have to really pace myself.
Yep.
So, I guess I'm listening to my voice. My voice is, I can hear the congestion,
Mhm.
and it's been increasing over the week as I've been upping my exercises.
That's what I wanted to ask you about. Because listen, we all know when you figure out about lipedema, much less lipedema, lymphedema, how important the lymphatics are. It's like one of the first learnings you get, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And having done manual lymphatic drainage with a practitioner and at home watching videos and having my lymphatic pump, one of the things I've noticed is the congestion in my voice too. And as a podcaster here and on
Mhm.
Control Alt Delete with Lisa Duerre for RLD Group, there's days I'm just like, man, I sound rumbly. And I did my whole life and I thought it was dairy. And I've cut dairy out. So now I'm like, okay, it's not dairy. So what is this rumbling? And
Mhm.
I think it's almost like when I meet people now with a lipedema body profile, if you will, and then I hear them talk if they're a little rumbly, I'm like, oh, you have it too. Like, I thought it was just me. And that's true with everything about lipedema, but excuse me. Can you shed some light on that, Catherine? Why does our voices and why do we sound congested when the lymphatics are draining?
It's fluid. What happens, the best to what I know technically and what I've experienced in my own lived experience is the fluid starts to move. And
Mhm.
there's a considerable amount of fluid in the head and in the sinus cavity. And, you know, blow as much as I will, doesn't
Mhm.
come out from that avenue. because it's moving internally. And so it results in congestion.
It's so fascinating to me because I have never given it thought until I learned about lipedema. I never thought about it. I just thought
Yeah,
it's allergies or whatever. And okay, my
yeah.
dad sounds like this in my family. There's other people too. So I just thought, okay, that's just how we're wired. But I notice so I've been playing around. I've been a citizen science in my own body. So if I go do MLD with Christy, which is
Mhm.
where we're doing the tribe circle is going to be in her office. I'm so excited. And maybe we can drop that link in here if anyone wants to come meet me in Beaverton on June 22nd. That's where we're going to be. Um, but when I meet with her and then I drive, it's like a 40-minute drive for me. I am so wiped out when I get home.
Mhm.
And over time, I've realized I have to schedule this better. I used to schedule it in the middle of the day and I'd lose hours afterwards. And so she works with me and I go and see her at the end of my day so that I can just come home and chill and like be with my family and zone out because like you said, getting hit by a truck, I feel so tired after MLD. I feel cold and tired. And she's like, "Well, that's because the fluid stress is relieving, so your blood pressure is dipping, and then the tired is because your body's working really hard." And I feel like that's something we should be talking about is how do we schedule our self-care through MLD and be present in our lives because it is exhausting. So I know you go in the morning, Catherine. Is that something because of scheduling, or is it because it works better for you to go in the morning?
It's when she has the time.
Mhm,
That's primary. Because I've done it at different times of the day, but
mhm,
that's I now have her first early morning appointment. But as I think about it, I'm just a morning person anyway. I'm much better in the morning.
mhm,
But as I'm talking and I'm hearing the level of congestion and it's getting worse,
mhm,
it's like interesting to become aware of what's going on in the lymphatic system because that's what's going on.
mhm. Yeah, I think, there's so much here to unpack. So I'm gonna talk about the pool for a second because we both have that in common too. So not only am I tired after MLD, and I feel congested too, when I do the pool, Catherine,
Mhm,
oh my gosh. So the first time I did the pool and I got out, I was dizzy because my body was in such shock after so long of not being in the pool. But when I go regularly, I'm also really tired after the pool. And
mhm.
it's not like I exercised. I'm fatigued. I'm super dang tired. And I just think that it's important to presence for all of us as we're planning our days. Like, if you have a full-time career, right? I'm gonna go do the pool in the morning. You're gonna be tired trying to get ready for work. It's possible. So are you tired after the pool as well? How does that work for you?
I these are good questions, Lisa. I haven't the thing that I experience after the pool that is way more primary for me is I have to wiggle my way to the bathroom because I
Mm,
have to pee so badly.
yep. Yep, for sure.
And that's because the fluid is moving. And so in the beginning, I didn't know that that's what was going on. I just knew that I went in the pool, and by the time I got out of the pool, I literally had to like scrunch my way to the bathroom so that I didn't pee my pants.
Yes, yes.
And so, uh,
Hi,
that
Cara Mia.
Carmia
For
is
those of
like,
you listening in, Catherine is getting loves from her kitty, Cara Mia.
yeah, she's she's
Y
kissing my cheek.
Christy, my CLT had said to me, "The pool, do you ever have to pee in the pool?" I'm like, "My whole life. Why do I get in the pool and I have to pee?" And I mean, she's like, "That's your lymphatics." And I thought, "How come no one told me that early on in my life? It would have given an
Mhm.
indicator." So I knew that. But what I'm gonna giggle with, and we're gonna talk about pee today, folks, I guess, our bladders. It's part of this. When I do her bathroom in her office is so far down the hall. I really wanna put my compression on right when I'm done. There's no way. I'm like, "I'll be back." And I get to that bathroom as fast as I can and come back, and then I put my compression on because otherwise I'm not gonna make it. So, I
Mhm.
mean, it is a good sign that when your bladder is full after a lymphatic treatment, that's great. And you got to plan for the bathroom. You got to plan for the bathroom.
Yep.
Um, let's see. We've got lots of people here now. Let's see. Juanetta was saying, when you have acid reflux, let's see what she says. When you have acid reflux, it irritates the vocal cords. I wonder if lymphatic fluid has a similar effect. I wonder too. The
Well, I
vocal cords.
know that my staff this morning, I have a staff meeting first thing on Monday mornings. And Akaksha said to me, "Are you feeling a little tired today?" Because I was nodding out.
Mm-hmm.
And the nodding out is the lymphatic stuff going.
Mm-hmm.
And having that as an awareness sort of changes things because I was saying to myself, I'm feeling so much better. And then, so I think the reason I'm saying this again, because I said it earlier, is that we have to become aware and observe what goes on in our bodies. The smallest little thing can make a change, make a difference.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, you're so good at it, and it always cracks me up when you have your own aha moments. Like, I love that you're human. So many of us have you on the pedestal because you are the documentarian, the geek, as you like to say, authoring so many papers and doing so much work in the space. And then you'll have this moment like, oh, wait, I did Piran and I did Nicholson technique and I sound like this. Aha! You're so good at observing it in others. And it's
Mm.
actually an honor to be with you as you explore this for yourself sometimes too, right? Because we're busy, we're doing our thing, we're not paying attention all the time to ourselves. We're just in it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like usually, I'm just taking each next moment, doing each next thing. And what happened is that this hit me in such a way that I have to look at it.
Hmm.
And that's the thing. And then once I start to look at it, I'm like, all right, what did I do differently? What could be making this happen? When it happened a number of months ago, it's because I was post surgery. I was post op and I hadn't started my thyroid medication again. But I'm like, I took my thyroid medication. It can't be that. Anyway, so it's looking for what it is that's impacting what. Where's the cause and effect, the
Hmm.
stimuli? And now it's so clear.
You just made me think about something I want to presence as a working mom. So yesterday we were on the couch. I had gotten out of my pump and I was just hanging out with my daughter for a couple of minutes, and it wasn't really roughhousing, but she kind of flipped over to like give me a tickle. I don't even know what to say. She just give me a hug. And her knee hit my knee. And I was like, ow. Right. And I wanted her to go, oh, sorry, mom. But she was so shocked at how bad it hurt. Cause it's painful, right? She goes, I gently bumped you. I feel like you're overreacting. And I wanted to go, this is lipedema, right? I'm not over. That's how much this hurts. And then later on in the day, something else happened and she got my arm. And I went, ow, right? And she's like, I gently. And I'm like, stop with the gently. I don't care if it's gentle because I was so like in pain. I'm like, this hurts. And I would think to myself, even when we're tired from lymphatics, do people get it? Do people get that when we're draining our lymphatics, how tired we are? Because so many people don't understand the pain. And this takes me to one more quick story, Catherine. So she had a Friday night, her whole class, her whole grades did a strings and choir recital. So she played her viola and then they did some singing. And I'm always nervous when I go to these things because I don't know if I'm going to fit, right? If the chairs are going to have arms. And this was at a new theater. So we got there early and we went. And sure enough, I made myself into the seat, but it was a plastic arm and it scraped my whole leg, even though I had compression on. For 2 hours, I could feel that pain in my leg. And I'm like, the only people that are going to get that are lipedema patients. Do you know? And so when it was over, she's like, Mom, let's go. And I said, hold on, and I started rubbing my leg. Did you hurt yourself? I'm like, yeah, I scraped it on the dang chair 2 hours ago. So I feel like one of the things that isn't just important in this heart to heart is where the pain is and how to talk about pain, because I'm sure my reaction to the pain was intense for her and it made her feel bad. So she was just like, "Argh," trying to like dismiss it away. But much like being tired from lymphatics, there's pain too. Do you experience pain to that degree? Are you like, does Cara Mia or Bella cause you pain, or when you bump yourself? Like, where are you on
Yeah,
the
at
scale?
different times. My symptoms tend to be more like now I'm barely able to stay awake, which really is
Mm,
shocking to me.
mhm.
And given that I was fine, I was ready to run a marathon yesterday. And so having the experience of the distinction. So pain is a less so for me.
Mm.
It's there, it's present, it can get stimulated, but it's not the major thing for me.
Yeah, I think that's what makes it so interesting when we talk about this as a community, because it varies so much by person and situation and stage. Um, there's some more comments here. Gail, is there one you think we could bring up? I can't read them as fast as they're coming in, which is great. But I see Kristen and Sing It and Juanetta and Deborah. Let's see. I wonder if drinking a glass of acidylated water might help first thing, even just water from a copper vessel that has sat overnight, or a good full squeeze of lemon. What do you think, Catherine?
Um, that is the pH factor and how it might affect us. It's definitely worth exploring. Who put that in?
That was Juanetta.
Oh, Winetta. Oh, she's great. Winetta, can you try it out and let us know? Will you do a little citizen science on your own?
So interesting. Yeah,
I
it's
always add lemon to my water, so that's something I do anyway.
mm, yeah, it's worth a try. It's definitely worth a try. Let's see what Sing It's having to say. Sing It, we're so glad you're here. Listening from the beginning, brilliant. Always rattling in the morning. Couldn't blow, didn't have allergies. Makes so yes, right? Sing It, totally. So many things with lipedema we didn't know were part of this, right? Every time I'd wake up in the morning at sleepovers, my friends would be like, "Whoa, you sound like you're sick." I'm like, morning allergies, right? Now I know.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then Kristen saying her pain is extreme. Yeah, Kristen, for me, when the pain isn't present until I get bumped or pushed or squeezed, right? Um, that for me, so and it is extreme when that happens, for sure. And I can tell my reaction is intense. And something else happened to me over the weekend that I know is lipedema related too. So I've been trying to take my blood pressure at home, but my arm was so big I needed to order a new cuff. Well, I got
Mhm.
the cuff, was so excited. Well, the machine times out. Like the machine times out now. And so I was like, okay, here we go. Another one, right? And I've really been working on seeing this as an opportunity to educate and not get stuck in what the hell, why me? This is so flippin' hard. But I have both. I have it's hard and I have I'm going to educate. So, how are you with blood pressure, Catherine? How do you do when you take yours?
Um, Same thing. I get a lot of pain in my upper arm, so I've
Mhm.
asked numerous times to have it done on my lower arm. It's painful, but it's not as painful. But there's always a bit of a reaction from the technician because it's usually the technician who's doing it.
Mhm.
So I've learned to say, I have a disease called lipedema that causes pain. Can we do this very gently?
Mm.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. Well, when I went last time to the doctor, they didn't have a cuff that would fit me. And I said, 1 in 11 women have this, and we need to make sure we can do this. And so they said they'd order a cuff, but I'm supposed to do it at home. And here I sit trying to do it at home,
Mhm.
you know? Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen who are here live, thank you for connecting with us. Catherine and Gail, as we were in the green room, thank you for talking through just bringing the real world into this heart to heart. We could have both just tried to figure it out another way, but we thought we should presence it because if we're going through it, you probably are too.
Mhm.
So I really appreciate it. And Jeannie, I love that you take the blood pressure pamphlet. It's so important. That's great. So I think let's wrap up with some tips, Catherine. So
Mhm.
leaving today, knowing that people know what's going on in our world and we're here right now. What's one tip we can leave our audience and listeners of the replay with as they navigate their own journey of figuring all this out in their own worlds? What do you recommend?
Um, listen to
Mm,
yourself and your body.
mm.
It's
Listen to
Dr.
yourself.
Carmody's. The wisdom is within. You know. And if you try and second guess yourself, don't.
Mm, yeah,
Just
yeah.
listen.
Listen, the wisdom is inside you. And if you try and second guess yourself, don't. And I would add, don't do lipedema alone. Right? We're all here in this together. Write something in the Facebook group, chat it up in circle. If you're a tribe member, come to one of our lives. Just don't do this alone. There's so much we can learn from each other, even like today with the lemon ideas and the pamphlets and everything else that's going on. It's just important that we are in this together. I mean, we're navigating lipedema together. So
Mhm.
until next time, everyone, thank you for bringing your hearts into our heart to heart. Catherine, thank you for showing up, congestion and all. Thank you all for being here today. If you want to join us at our tribe circles, please check the link. And if you're anywhere near Portland, come see me. Catherine's going first in the Boston area. We can't wait to see you all. There's plenty all around the country, outside of the country as well. And until next time, please like, share, and comment on here to keep the algorithm going and be of service to others with lipedema as well. Make it a great day, everyone. Thanks, Catherine.
Thanks, Lisa. Bye, everyone.